While Daniel Ricciardo was having a vacation in the USA during the summer break, a whole lot happened behind the scenes. Insiders that are close to Ricciardo previously said that Ricciardo and McLaren are currently negotiating the buyout proposal to clear the way for what seems is going to be Oscar Piastri. However, nothing is set in stone yet, and Ricciardo only seems to part ways if he can find a seat at another ambitious team. Daniel is currently 33 years old and is in the prime of his career. However, the options to drive at a race-winning team are very limited and are about to become worse. Yet Ricciardo said in an interview with motorsport.com that he still holds hope for a turn in his career. "We all believe we can win. In my heart, I want to win tomorrow, but that isn't always a realistic case. At this moment, even 2024 or 2025 still sounds far away, but time goes fast. I also pick up things from other drivers like Sergio Perez. His career seemed to be over after he was replaced for 2021, but now he fights for race wins and potentially the championship. This sport can change so quickly." Ricciardo knows everything about how quick the sport can change. When he was signed on by McLaren halfway through the 2020 season, everyone expected Daniel to take the lead in the team and bring back the times of victories and championships. Not even 2 years later, and things have turned around 180 degrees. However, Daniel still enjoys driving in F1. Obviously, when it's tight, it is fun, of course. It'd be more fun fighting for the wins, the podiums, but the battles we are having are good, said the McLaren driver to Formula1.com. Yet, his time in F1 might come to an end as more teams are announcing their driver lineup for 2023. Schumacher knows it for sure and says that this will be Ricciardo's last season. The longer Ricciardo has to wait, the worse his situation for next year becomes. So why did Schumacher say this? What did Andreas Seidl, team boss of McLaren, recently say about Daniel? Why do things become worse for Ricciardo? And what does the Australian driver himself want? Let's find out. The Honey Badger has an extremely difficult time at McLaren. Multiple analyses have showed that Ricciardo's driving style doesn't align with the McLaren MCL 36, and neither is he capable of adjusting his driving style to get the maximum performance out of his car. He is currently 57 points behind his teammate Norris, and that plays a big part why McLaren is 4 points behind Alpine in the Constructors' Championship. Yet, not all is doom and gloom. In the last 6 races, Ricciardo managed to beat his teammate twice and was much closer to his teammate in race pace after McLaren introduced a new large upgrade package in Silverstone and France. Daniel was working his way up the field in Hungary until his team decided to put on the hard tires, which proved to be the wrong tires for the weather circumstances and missed out on crucial points. However, with a paycheck of $15 million a year, the British team expects Ricciardo to lead the team and not play catch-up with his teammate. His experience should have helped him adapt to the new car and adjust his driving style accordingly. Andreas Seidl, team boss of McLaren, said in an interview with GP fans, "It is clear that if you look how the season with Ricciardo went till now, both him and ourselves are disappointed. But eventually, frustration and disappointment doesn't help to make any progress. The most important is to keep going and have clear goals and a good amount of ambition to make progress. We have put a lot of energy into making the car more to Daniel's needs, especially in qualifying, so he can drive the car on the limit. I must say that also from his side, he definitely shows dedication and puts a lot of energy and time with the engineers at the track and in working to find the last couple percentages to improve his lap time." The last couple upgrade packages, which saw a new floor design, floor and rear wing adjustments, and an improved diffuser design, definitely improved the downforce levels and helped with improving front rotation. Front rotation is something that Ricciardo sees as a must to perform well. Interestingly, is that his teammate Norris prefers a car with similar characteristics. Norris said in an interview with motorsport.com, "I don't think you can probably in any way say that the car is made around me. From what I want from the car, it's like the opposite of what it's giving me at the minute. And yeah, I would say the car I have now is completely not what I want for my driving style and very unsuited for me. It's not a bad thing, it's just that's what it is, and you have to adapt to it. That's why I feel like I've done a reasonable job this year, adapting to something that is not quite what I want or like." This ability to adapt is also noticed by Ricciardo, who said in the same interview with motorsport.com, "Lando is doing a great job both on track and making his presence felt a bit more off track as well. The on-track stuff, people can see he's been driving very, very well," Ricciardo said. "But I think as well that gives you confidence, and then that confidence then shows off-track. I think the way he's pushing the team as well, he's started to get a good handle on that. He's just showing growth, I guess, showing another kind of level of confidence, but with that bit of maturity as well." As Lando is stepping up his game and becoming the leader in the team, hope for a complete turnaround in Ricciardo's performances are diminishing within the team. It is clear that at this point, McLaren wants to offer Piastri a chance and allegedly have already signed a contract with the 12-year younger Australian driver. However, Daniel has repeatedly said the last month that he is not done with F1 yet and that he still thinks that he can win race wins and championships. Ralf Schumacher, on the other hand, has said in his statement that he thinks that Ricciardo's time is up. In an interview with Sky Sports, he said, "There are plenty of names available to drive for Alpine. Mick Schumacher didn't sign a contract with Haas for next year yet, so he is a potential candidate. And as we could have seen the last few races, he is a candidate with speed. Nico Hülkenberg is also ready to get out of his F1 retirement. People also refer to Ricciardo, but I personally don't see how he would get another chance in F1. Schumacher thinks Ricciardo has had plenty of chances in F1 and proved that although he is a great driver, he often finds himself in a difficult situation when he drives next to a really talented driver. We saw what happened when Verstappen started to get more comfortable in the Red Bull, while they both have a similar driving style. We see it happen again now at McLaren, but what is even more troublesome is the lack of good options for Ricciardo for next year. So what options does he have? Obviously, the most wanted F1 seat at the moment are the McLaren and Alpine seats. But as Daniel said himself, things can change quickly in F1, so time is of the essence if he wants to secure an Alpine seat for next year. On paper, the Alpine cars are much more in line with Ricciardo's driving style of braking early and using a sharp front rotation to get on the throttle early as well. However, his ability to move to Alpine depends solely whether Piastri can get out of his Alpine contract and drive for McLaren next year to replace him. Alpine has said several times that they will go to court if Piastri doesn't drive for them next year. This will only further delay the process. Piastri is in a good position. Either he drives for Alpine next year or for McLaren. Ricciardo, however, is stuck, and more problems are arising the longer the legal process takes. If his results after the summer are still lacking, it might push Alpine to look for other options if Piastri indeed won't drive for them next year. Ricciardo is far from a low-priced driver, and the last time he drove for Renault, now called Alpine, his salary was $25 million a year. His massive paycheck is also a problem for smaller teams like Haas, Alfa Romeo, and even potentially AlphaTauri. It is in his future's essence that he is capable of signing a driver's swap with himself and Piastri as soon as possible. His results after the summer break can be crucial for Daniel to secure himself a competitive seat for next year, or if Schumacher was right, and we will only see the Honey Badger for 9 more races. What do you think? Do you think Ricciardo will manage to secure the seat at Alpine, or do you think this will be his last season? Let me know in the comments section below.